r/ask Reddit. What is one unsaid rule that when it is broken, pisses you off? When someone ducks up the every other car routine of a zipper merge. Germany reporting in. Officer law. Not unsaid rule here. Duck up the zipper. Be prepared to explain it to your insurance company. Let everyone get off the elevator before you start trying to get on. I am tired of almost running into you. This has been a pet peeve of mine that has been growing worse for a while. I've gotten to a point where, being tall with broad shoulders, I will just plow through whatever crowd is obstructing my exit, refusing to acknowledge anyone I run into. As a tiny person, thank you for doing the plowing. We like to sneak behind you, dancing to freedom in the wake you've created. Reading this thread is like watching a bunch of Seinfeld episodes back to back. Rename the thread being Larry David. In the US, you walk on the right side of a walk or stairs. It's just like driving. Also, please don't walk down the middle of the path slowly on your phone, because I will push past you regardless. Duck people who group up and have conversations in the middle of pathways. You are the toilet clog in the system. The worst is sidewalk hogs. You see a group of 2-3 people walking towards you down the sidewalk side by side about 30 yards away. They see you. You move to the far right of the sidewalk to give them room to pass single file by your left side, and the last person in the group stays where they ducking are and bumps into you as you walk by. Ducking seriously? Do you really expect me to get off the ducking sidewalk because it's too inconvenient to walk behind your friend for 3 ducking feet? This happens to me at college all the time. Nothing but rage. And I intentionally shoulder them as I walk past now. Bringing a baby to a movie theater. WTF. The courtesy wave. If I let you in because I'm nice, at least give me the wave. Blasting music through phone speakers in public. I see this all the time on the bus, and I'm convinced it has nothing to do with the person wanting to hear their own music, and more that they're using their music to further portray their image. It's sad, really. Don't come over to my house and start a new profile on one of my games then save over my file. I'll stab you. Don't ducking stand in the middle of a hallway or the aisle in the grocery store. I don't want to push through the 2 large ducking groups to get something. Oh, the 5 of you haven't seen the other 4 people in a year? Well, I need to get some ducking butter, so move. If lend you my phone, don't go through every personal thing I have. Phones need to have guest mode. There are some apps that sorta work okay at this, but I want one that will only allow making phone calls and browsing the web, accessible right from the lock screen. The number of times somebody has said, hey, can I look something up real quick? And I think to myself, what tabs did I leave open in my browser? Are they going to post things on Facebook as me? Are they going to browse through my photos? If you borrow something, it is your responsibility to give it back without being asked to do so. And, when possible, in better condition as when it was lent, to offset the usage of it. That is, filled up gas tank after borrowing a car, emptied a mower or vacuum not returned full of shit, etc. Be as courteous as possible. Don't stand so damn close behind me at the checkout line. Back up a few paces. Ugh, this. As customer service, this bothers me. I can see the line forming and there's always one person who just gets right up behind the other person. I always want to ask, are you 2 together, in line? No, are you sure? Because you're pretty far up their ass. Putting the beater back in the fridge empty. It takes 5s to fill it. Just effing do it. Ugh, empty Brit is the worst. Urinal buffer zone. And personally, I hate talking in the bathroom. But I'm not sure if that's a universal unspoken rule because I see guys do it all the time. Drives me ducking nuts. Don't leave toast crumbs in the ducking butter. Goddamn it. I try to be courteous and pick them out with my fingers. I lick my fingers to get the butter off before I go back to picking out more crumbs. I'm a sanitary kind of guy. Last thread got taken down. Not sure why, but someone sitting in your seat you have sat in all semester. When you are a visitor's home, treat their pets with the same respect you would give to the hosts themselves. And on the flip side, when you have visitors in your house, control your pets if they are bothering someone. Don't ducking feed garbage to dogs that aren't yours. The short track to getting kicked out involves being mean to pets that aren't yours. A friend of mine has a really old cat that is all bones, scabs, bad breath, watery eyes, and shedding fur. Every time I visit, that cat crawls its bony old butt onto my lap and wants petting. I pet the hell out of that creepy cat, gently of course. He's an antique, and I do it with a smile. It's his house, and if that's what he wants, I pet him. He's been there like 17 years. Who the hell am I to say otherwise? If I'm counting or doing math, don't ducking talk to me and expect me to respond. Just stay away from people who are counting. Don't expect what you won't offer. You're talking about oral, aren't you? Guys, he's talking about oral. Don't make people walk on the grass because you and your group of friends are taking up the whole sidewalk. People who go out of order at four-way stops or broken red lights, or perhaps worse, people who aren't paying attention and don't go when it's their turn. Or people who try to be polite and let everyone go ahead of them. You're not being polite, you're breaking the laws of the road and confusing everyone. Hey, rest of St. Louis, Missouri, you speed up on an on-ramp. Don't dip a carrot, celery, vegetable in dip, and then suck the dip off and dip it again. My 3-year-old kid does this all the time, currently filling paperwork to disown her. Asking why for something you're clearly concealing the reason for. If I'm diligently trying to get with a girl, my best friend better stay the duck away from her. Also, you ignore the fact your bro is talking to the girl. You don't need to join in the conversation unless invited. People that don't watch their kids in a public place. I once had to get a kid out of the ducking street because his mom was on the phone. You ran him over, right? That'll teach her. Be polite to your waiter. It's not their fault that your food is taking a long time to cook. Getting pissy with them is unjustified. When people interrupt me. Yep, I hate Twinther. Flush the toilet when you are done using it. I don't want to hear you eat. Either by chewing loudly with your mouth open or by talking while your mouth is full. I know this rule has been said before and thus is not unsaid, but there are people who still violate this rule, and it is impolite to remove someone's lower jaw and beat the lesson into them like a modern day Samson, which is the only other logical option. Mine would shelving up when someone offers to buy you a drink. Beach, I've been watching you drink well vodka and cranberry all night, but since I asked you're going for the Grey Goose. No, that's bunk. Dudes do it too. Pisses me off. Man, I offered to buy you a beer, which you are drinking. You're drinking a $2 bottle of Miller, but as soon as I offer you're interested in scotch, duck off. Dong. Don't invite yourself over to my house, ever. Call first. Okay, I'll need your phone number though. Don't get pissed off when I don't tip you for carry out. If your counter service was somehow exceptional, or just better than marginal, I will leave a tip, but don't half-assedly swipe my card and hand me a bag, and expect a tip for that. If you're the second car behind a tractor, or other slow-moving vehicle, don't overtake at the first opportunity you get, because chances are the first car behind the tractor wants to. Worse, don't overtake the first car if there's not enough space to overtake both the car and the tractor. Both these things have happened to me. It's a winding road between work and home, and there are about 3 places across 14 miles where overtaking is possible if no cars are coming in the other direction. Additionally, if you're the first car and you don't intend to pass, drop back a little bit so the car behind you can pass you, and then the tractor as well. If you bring your kid to a public place, make sure she is not a menace. Yes, you can control your kid, but instead you do nothing as they scream and pout. Talking to me while I'm on the phone. Seriously, I can't listen to 2 people at once. The absolute best case is I ignore you, but it's a lot worse when I can't hear what the other person is saying because you're trying to talk to me. If it's important, get my attention first so that I can ask the person on the phone to hold on for a moment. Case in point, I'm talking to my mom on the phone, and while I'm doing that my dad goes, "Don't forget to thank her for your birthday gift and ask her if she can grab something on the way home," and yada yada, and I'm not catching any of that. When someone starts a story while it's their hit, it's a pipe, not a microphone. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.